Hello, you are listening to Everyday Superpower, the place where you can learn about body language, non-verbal communication and everything in between. Today we're going to be talking about a bent over posture, so a bent forward posture in particular. The literature calls this a rump presentation, okay? Not necessarily the words I would choose to call it, as the word rump isn't in my vocabulary, but that's where you'll find it noted elsewhere, so let's talk about it. I'm sure a few fellas have seen this before and is questioned as to whether it was intentional or not. I want to start by asking you first, fellas, and by fellas I mean men, okay? When you bend over at the waist to expose yourself in this manner, with your behind up in the air, extended legs, are you conscious of what's going on behind you? Are you conscious of the fact you may be sending a signal out to people? I think I'm quite conscious of that personally. Now, I don't know if this is whether it's my background in understanding of this non-verbal communication, but I'm sure generally across the board, you men tend to be aware that not only is it quite triggering for your survival to turn your back and put yourself in such a vulnerable position in front of others, but it's very sexual in nature, right? So that was just a little question to start, okay, just so you can get yourself into the minds of somebody who may go out of their way to perform this behavior in front of you. So it's a submissive appeasement posture first and foremost, all right. It's very overt and sexual. An invitation as such as if we were to apply it in an animalistic nature, and I did a video in regards to just imagine everybody is naked and these body language behaviors will become a lot more understandable. It's a declaration to be mounted, right? When you see these behaviours performed in dances and, whatever the flavour of the week, TikTok dance moves are, if this was to be part of the movement, you would deem it quite sexual in nature, right? So how come we don't do so when the behaviour is performed in real life before you, okay? I know we as men find it hard to understand and assess these things, and we shouldn't jump into such bold it's definitely nice to look at, but we shouldn't believe that the woman there is taunting us to this depth. But hey, it is what it is, and I've looked into the literature purely as I've experienced this myself. I've engaged with people who I have thought completely out of touch romantically with, until I have seen this behaviour manifest in front of me when they are looking through their belongings and so forth. Because truth of the matter is, the individual at hand can squat as opposed to perform this behaviour. It would be much simpler to drop to the knees, which, it'd be a lot easier to do so, a lot less demanding on the body to do so. So it's not like it's the thing to do. There is an alternative movement when it comes to picking things off the floor and so on and so forth. We all know the cliche schoolboy dropping a pencil on the floor for the attractive teacher to pick it up method. Yeah, falls into line with that. And if you were that teacher, are you going to bend over in this manner that's presented on this video in front of you, or are you going to bend over by squatting, alright, down low to the floor, not exposing yourself in this overt sexual manner? So if you see this, let's just put two and two together and just think, for the most part, that's probably what it indicates. Now, it's a signal. It doesn't necessarily mean that the individual wants sexual contact or company there and then, but it might be a exposure of fertility and an expression of sexuality, full stop. One doesn't have to want sex or ask for it in order to express sexual energy, right? So it's a broadcast signal, one may say, and it's in regards to achieving attention. Okay, so let's keep it moving. It puts the woman in a passive female role. Yeah, you have to look at the clothing the woman is wearing. As we see, we've got jeans up there before us, which look good on women, accentuate and highlight the figure, the legs and the behind of the woman. The behind being, the most powerful sexualized area. Understandably, we tend to ask each other, are you we don't tend to, it is a thing, are you a breast man or a behind man, a bum man? And the funny thing is, the breasts are there to mimic the behind as the overcompensation of fat on the breast serves no purpose at all other than to indicate sexuality and replicate via cleavage the view of the behind. Since we started to walk upright and we didn't really see that view to its fullest capabilities, once we started to engage verbally on a consistent basis with the fully front of the woman. So why not express it on both sides of our body, right? And that's about it, really. If you wanted to further accelerate the behaviour into the sexual realm, you could go on a date with someone and have them dance on you in this manner. Maybe not as ridiculous as the photo in the image we see on the video that you're watching now, but to a lesser extent, the behind will rub onto the man, which is a serious sexual behaviour. And let's say you're in a bar, you're behind someone at the counter. Now obviously you know this person because you wouldn't do it to a stranger, I hope. You will get so close to the behind of the woman that you will be in close proximity to the woman's derriere, as to which she'll push back on you. Symbolic of your closeness. Take that to a pool table, you're showing her how to play pool or snooker, whatever you do, and you get so close and you're behind her, and bada bing bada boom, you're showing her how to squat at the gym. She rubs against you in the such manner. So what we're doing is we're applying this, but just having the woman herself express herself in this manner without you actually being there present in literal tactile touch with her. And there you go. If you see this behaviour, think, does she know I'm here? And if she knows you're there, at the very least she feels secure in you, because she's exposing a lot to you for the sake of it. Think to yourself, if this is subconscious behaviour, is she consciously doing it? I think for the most part this behaviour is conscious, as you are always alert, because you're very off centre when you perform any sort of behaviour such as this. And me, as a man who's a little less non-verbally educated on a non-conscious basis in correlation to a woman, I know very well what's going on behind me when I perform this movement, because I feel very uncomfortable doing so whilst people are around. So there you go. I know we are all different, but as far as conscious awareness is concerned, it is what it is. Click subscribe. I'm signing out.